I'm sorry I gotta speak on this community, but them Israelite men is toxic. That is a cult. I don't care what nobody said, that is a cult. And there are a bunch of women who are trying to hold their families together, and they are being mindfucked because they are with a man who claims he's a man of God, saying that he's a Hebrew Israelite. You eat all these same foods with all these poisons. I thought your body was your temple. You sitting here indulging in sex, pornography, outside of, like, y'all is a fucking joke. And what I realized, because I sat back and I watched them, and what they do is they only approach men, and their tactic is to find a insecure and depressed man, and he'll be walking and he'll look unconfident, and he'll 9 times out of 10 have his head down, and they'll say, "Hey brother, do you know you're a king?" And they'll hand him a pamphlet. No brother, he ain't no king. No brother, you ain't no king. Every man that's born is not a king. Every woman that's born is not a queen. There's a hierarchy. Everybody just ain't walking around kings. Why are we walking around spreading lies? We are king's kids. But everybody walking ain't no king. You have to, where's the rites to passage to be a king? What did you do to become a king? You were just born a king because your dad's a king? No, you have to live up to that name. So, is so much I can say. And this cult is ruining so many black families. So many. It was a part of my breakdown, because I would have arguments with this man. White people this, white people that. Bruh, that's pure hatred. If somebody racist, fuck them. If somebody sexist, fuck them. Why are we sitting in our house talking about somebody that you claim you don't like? And the kicker for me is, this is the brain fuck for me. This man done sat and talked about the enemy and this and that for all these years, to turn around and run to them people on me and run to them people and ask for help. A Israelite Jew ran to the courts on me. We couldn't handle this outside of court. Okay, and then let's say you are the first people, original people. Okay, cool. We know how the colors work. We know what colors you can get from what colors and what colors you can't get from what colors. Okay, what are you going to do with the information? Why is that important? How is that getting you further along in life? Then this I know is another tactic. They use that those who are last will be first. So basically, you're not going to get your riches here on earth. You got to wait till some afterlife. And we basing some afterlife on what we read in a book. Did somebody go to the afterlife and came back and told us what it was? Then they always talking about other people's religion and other people's beliefs. You mean to tell me that somebody else from some different background and speak another language should believe that it's the same thing that I believe? So we all believe the same thing. That means we would be fucking robots, right? And it's crazy because the people who follow these are fucking hypocrites, and they go around and they watch people and say how they are not righteous when they're not righteous themselves. These men, like I said, indulge in pornography. They indulge in masturbation. They have children out of wedlock. They sit there and use and weaponize the Bible. That's another thing I don't like about what they do. They sit on a street corner and scream in purple skirts. They sit on a street corner and scream in purple skirts, dresses, supposedly God's word. Now, you can't shoot the messenger. The word is the word is the word. But it's not coming from a good place. And also, the Bible's not being read properly. You can't take any book and start flipping through pages. Start just flipping through any random pages and connecting this with this. Oh, go to Romans chapter. Oh, go to Rome. To prove your point, are we using the Bible to tell God's word and God's story, allegedly? Or are we some self-elevated? And then when they be on the streets, right, they be like, go to Romans such and such and such and such. The little boy, that's the little altar child, the little boy that they got reading the word, that's him practicing learning the Bible, right? So eventually he plans to be the head person that's screaming on the streets, and then he wants somebody under him reading the Bible. I'm just telling you, that's a straight cult. Again, they only approach men who are depressed and insecure, and they give them something to believe in. And that's fine that they give them something to believe in, but they give them hate, and they are misusing the Bible, and they are misrepresenting everything. Like, I can tell you arguments I've had over him defending some ish that these people told him. It's like really regurgitating. Like, this man told me that I'm just an oven, and that our baby he the seed and I'm just the oven. Okay, so if I wanted to go use substances, it wouldn't affect the seed, right? Because I'm just the oven. I just cook the food, right? Oh, he been in my nuts since birth. No, he hasn't, because you empty that motherfucker every day. Like, this is the sick and twisted shit. And I have a little pity for these men, because they want to believe in something, but they're going about it the wrong way. Again, Israelite, Jew, whatever the fuck you want to call it, they are a cult, and they recruit insecure, not sure of themselves, severely depressed men, and they brainwash them. Period, point blank. And it's a mind fuck, because these men quote, recite, and know the Bible, and they are misusing it and misrepresenting it, and they are self-proclaimed men of God, and they are fucking Satan's spawn, like, for real. And they are spewing hate. And I don't talk down on my people for sure, but they ain't my people. I'm sorry, they not my people. They teaching hate, and that, like, it seemed like there's traps set up for young men, right? There's traps, like, of course, the lowest bottom tier D-boy trap, right? Then a little above that, you got the smart guy, okay? And it's just like all these traps are set up to just keep you in this matrix, and this Israelite Jew bullshit. Because think about it, if this shit was so top secret, if this shit was so, you know what I'm saying, how can you get your hands on it? Like, y'all don't think there's books that cost 5 G's. I got this Israelite Jew bullshit. Because think about it, if this shit was so top secret, if this shit was so, you know what I'm saying, how can you get your hands on it? Like, y'all don't think there's books that cost 5 G's. I got a library. And I'm working on, I want a whole room full of books, because I like to read. There's books that I want that cost, there's books that I got to cost $200, $500, $2,000. You telling me that the information that they trying to hide from you in plain sight is in a book that anybody can go get, is in a book that they give you in prison? Be for real. God gave us, use your fucking brain. Stop being brainwashed. I'm sorry. I'm venting. I'm ranting. This message is for women who have dated or had kids with men who are Israelite Jew. I feel your pain. You're not crazy. That shit is a cult. Just like all that Scientology and all that shit, it's the same shit. It's just a cult for black people.
Ooh-wee. Somebody is mad, hurt. All praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Shalom to the hopefully elect. And I think I'm going to call this video a response to Hebrew Israelites or Satan's spawns. That Hebrew Jew bullshit. I'm sorry, Hebrew Israelite Jew bullshit. Okay? Hebrew Israelites are Satan's spawns with that Hebrew Israelite Jew bullshit. And these are the thoughts that came forth from this woman. That's where I derived the title from. She did say that we were Hebrew Israelites are spawns of Satan's spawns. Right? She said that Hebrew Israelite Jew bullshit. Hebrew Israelites is a cult. Right? Satan spawn cult. Hebrew Israelite Jew bullshit. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I mean, what did she not say? She said everything that she could say. And basically she was venting. Right? Venting to destruction. That's what I probably should call it. Venting to destruction. And you can see at the bottom, you see it down at the bottom in the description. It is a cult that's ruining families. All right. And this often happens whenever you have these relationships. You know, you undisciplined men, you get with these women, your baby mamas or whatever, and you start trying to teach her the truth. And then when your relationship fuck up, she says all the negative shit she was thinking while y'all was together. Right? She compiles it and she blames everything on y'all relationship about that. What could this man having followed the Hebrew Israelites have to do with them breaking up or whatever went on? See, these women are undisciplined. Okay, these people, let's say these people, because you brothers and sisters that learned the truth, that the Heavenly Father brought into the truth, you know, and you're real converts, you're real followers of the word, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your baby mama, your boyfriend, or whatever it be, they're not true believers. And we told you this is a narrow road. This is not for everybody. This truth, this walk, is not for everybody. Okay? You may think that when you together with somebody and y'all getting along good and things are great because they don't come against the truth, that y'all all right. But let y'all break up and they're going to blame it on the truth. Right? I mean, this girl said everything. She said all kinds of mean shit. And, you know, we hear that stuff all the time. And she said at the end, she didn't say she didn't try to downplay it, but she did say that she was venting at the end. When you look at what venting is, this is what it is. Let's get it. I looked up the word.
Venting.
It says venting to someone means safely sharing your frustrations. Now, that's if you're doing it one-on-one. That's why it says safely sharing your frustrations, anger, or stress with a trusted person to relieve emotional stress. The goal is simply to be heard, process your feelings through speech, and feel validated rather than immediately seek advice or solve the problem. Now, when you go down a little further, venting from the Cambridge Dictionary, to express a negative emotion in a forceful and often unfair way. Vent your frustration, anger, rage, spleen on someone. What does it mean to vent on someone? To vent on someone means to release strong negative emotions such as anger, frustration, or rage by expressing them forcefully, loudly, and unfairly directly toward that person. It is a way of letting off steam about a stressful situation, but when vented on someone, it often involves blaming them or making them the target of the negativity. And this is what she's done here. She's making the truth of the Bible the target of her negativity. And people often do this, and it happens more with the Hebrew Israelites than anything else. These women, these burnouts, right? And it's because of these dudes, you know, get with these women and they themselves are still new. Then you get so excited about the truth, you try to teach it to these women. You try to force it. This is what happens when you force the truth. I don't believe this would happen if the brother simply was just with this woman and you was just doing your thing over here on the side and she doing her thing over here. No, this happens when you force it. When you so busy being so over righteous, right? And self-righteous, you start trying to force it. You hard to live with, you hard to be with, you hard to deal with. You cannot make a woman that you with or a man that you with be in the truth. And this is going to happen every time you do that because she regards it as weird. I forget all the words that she used. I'm not even going to try to remember all that. But she credits the Hebrew Israelite ministry with ruining her family. You see that? And y'all probably was going to break up anyway. It's already enough shit to break up over already before you introduce the truth and start telling her that the baby in her is your seed and she just the oven or the incubator. which on some levels is true, but you guys got to understand better. You know, you got to understand better. While that's true, the baby is still going to have some of her traits, some of her DNA. It's going to have all of that. But all intents and purposes, the lineage comes from you. But other than that, the baby shares all different qualities, you know, different things from the mother as well. But anyway, let's get something else here. I also looked up, you know, when I was listening to her talk and her vent, I was tickled by it. But at the same time, I was also infuriated because I see all the things that are wrong, these errors and these mistakes. And to be fair, this video is old. Okay, it was put up. This person name is Lit Tia. And the video was put up in, looks like May 1st, 2024. So it's over 2 years old. And I mean, but when I listened to it, I couldn't help but respond, you know. And it needs to be brought back up. The Spirit of the Lord had to get dug back up. I mean, and it seems like I did it, you know, like I might have included her in a collage of other disgruntled women in videos I've done before. But maybe I didn't because she had a lot to say. But anyway, when I listened to her talk, the phrase in my mind came up, the old saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, right? Which is not even biblical. It's not even in the Bible. Right? This is the quote.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned is a popular idiom meaning a woman who has been betrayed, rejected, or scorned, particularly in love, will experience the most intense, vengeful anger possible. It originates from William Congreve's 1697 play The Mourning Bride and is often mistakenly attributed to Shakespeare. And people often mistakenly think it's in the Bible, which is not in the Bible. I looked it up. It's not in there. But, you know, the place called hell doesn't exist. But I can tell you there are a few things that are worse than a woman scorn. I tell you that. And they'll do any amount of things because they're emotional. And obviously at the time, she was hurt over the breakup. She got a lot to say and she just blamed it on the truth. And at the end of the day, these black people, these so-called black people in America, they've been basically desensitized and what's the other word? They've been I can't think of the word. It may come to me. They've been desensitized from the truth, you know, as far as the Bible is concerned, and they've been indoctrinated. That's the word. They've been indoctrinated with plantation Christianity and white Jesus. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you give them history. It doesn't matter how much you give them facts. You can tell them, read them scriptures. You have to remember that the Bible, even the most basic scripture, the understanding will slip away from somebody who's not of the elect, that's not supposed to get it. Okay, now something that she said that may be true. When you see, and she was talking about mainly IUIC. Obviously, the person she was dealing with was in IUIC because she mentioned the purple, and they you know, they'll see a guy that's down on his luck or don't have self-confidence. They say, hey, brother, you know, you a king and this and that, right? That's them. Because men supposed to be vetted before you bring them into the truth. That's just the bottom line. And the Spirit of the Lord does the choosing. Let's get that first. You have to remember that, brothers out there. This is why we vet our men. And we don't recruit people, by the way. We don't recruit no goddamn body. You want to teach the word? Look, we turn people away. When you go through a vetting process, you got to be, you know, the Spirit got to bring you in. If the Spirit don't, because people always on the comment, how do I join GMS? You don't. You don't join GMS. GMS joins you. And that's all. That's the bottom line. Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. From my mouth it hath commanded, in his spirit it hath gathered them. The Spirit of the Lord is going to do the gathering. It's selecting men. The Bible is being taught all over the earth. And you have a bunch of Israelites out there. A bunch of guys that watch the videos and they want to be a part of it. You know why? Because it looks cool. It's fashionable. It's the current trend, right? We know that. But it's also the truth of the heavenly Bible, which the world cannot receive. So men have to be tried. They have to be vetted and tested before they're brought in. And when you get brought in, if the Spirit brings you in, we tell every brother, Your woman don't need to know what you into. And I can guarantee you this much. Almost every brother I know will say, I don't tell my woman everything. Or you know what? Let me rephrase it. Most of the brothers I've spoken to over the years understand and know that they shouldn't tell their wife everything they're involved in. But most of the time, brothers will still tell their wives what they're involved in and try to get them to be a part of the truth. You might even give a Hebrew name and do all that stuff. It's not going to work. The only way, and don't get me wrong, the way I've experienced it that works best, you're in the truth. She supports you in the background, right? And if you know your woman, if she can handle certain things, you tell them to her, but you bring her along slow. Most of these groups, they going to try to make the whole Hebrew Israelite family. They're going to try to have their little kids being Israelites with their friends' shirts. They're going to doing all that. You don't need to do all of that. But it's your family. Do it how you want to. But when that woman leave you and take your kids, and because look, she said something that stood out as well. She said that this man who talk all this stuff about the enemy and this and that, he went to Esau's system. She didn't say the word Esau. She said she went to that same, I think she might have said white man. She went to their court on her, which that's that IUIC bullshit, because they put pressure on you. They tell you that if your woman, your wife, or whatever is not in the truth, I guess you give her like 6 months, whatever they do, which ain't none of their goddamn business. Who a man deal with, that's his business. His woman, his household, that's his business. But that ain't the way they conduct things over there. In GMS, we ain't in no brother business. If whatever brother do with his wife, that's between them. We concerned with the brother, the brothers, that brother and the brothers. They're part of the camp. The men of the camp, their wives and family, if they follow the truth, they're part of the congregation. If there's sisters out there that follow GMS, they're part of the congregation. They're not part of the camp. You ain't in GMS. Only the men that's in GMS are prophets and teachers. And check this out. If you ain't on the highways and hedges, you ain't in GMS. Any guy out there thinking, I'm in GMS. If your ass ain't on the highways and hedges with us, you ain't in GMS. If you're not a part of a GMS camp, you are not in GMS. So don't be saying that you are. Now, you may be on the other side. You may be fellowshipping, and you may be strongly being considered to be a part of the GMS, but you're not in GMS yet. Okay? That's just the bottom line. And that don't mean nothing. That doesn't mean you're wicked or nothing like that. I'm just saying it just to put it out there. Anyway, back to this chick, and back to this situation. You're going to have this, man. Anytime you try to force it, this is what you're going to have. People resent being forced and told what they should do. It's not your job as a man of the Lord, when you learn the truth, to try to force anybody to be in the truth. That's like you telling the Most High, you're going to accept such and such. That doesn't work like that. Now, is it possible that a husband and wife can be in the truth? Sure. But it's going to be through different means. Okay? That's the spirit got to be with the individual for them to really want to be part of the truth. And it could happen fast. Sometimes it happens slow, and it may happen never. It also is a situation there could exist a situation where a brother's in the truth and your wife might go on being a Christian. She might be so damn sweet to the point where she really believes in the Bible and she's perfectly fine doing what she's doing and you doing what you're doing, and y'all can get along wonderfully. The best thing I would advise, don't be having too many biblical conversations, because most of the stuff she's not able to handle. I'll say Christians are not able to handle. Now, you could have a situation where you can give her hard truths, and if she that into the Bible and she respects the word of the Lord, she may be able to handle some hard truth, and that may be a person that the Lord is going to work with and bring them in slowly. But anytime you trying to rush it, you're trying to force it, you're trying to push it, it's always going to happen like this. She may deal with it for a little while because she loves you and she don't want no problem in the relationship, but after a while, it's going to wear thin. Okay? So just remember, the Spirit of the Lord brings people in. I read that again, Isaiah 34. And I'm just going to read the second part, verse 16. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. And he hath cast the lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein. And the real men of the Lord, the prophets of the Lord, right? Their walk is already predestined. It's all laid out. The prophets of the Lord that was in the Old Testament, you know, that's part of the Old Testament. It's theirs line. Hey, every prophet has their own lot, right? Line is laid out to them. You know, it's all predestined and laid out. Us brothers that's in the truth now, some of us are those men of old. Some brothers now are the prophets from the Holy Bible. You know, through our apostles, elders, and different brothers, all the different men. Some of them are men of old. And some are the prophets that were never written about, that didn't have books in the scriptures. Maybe they was mentioned in the stories. You see? So there's a lot of prophets. There's many prophets that was never written about. You know? So you have to remember going forward, let's get something else. This truth is a narrow way. It's not for everybody. And stories like these people also make these videos. Her video, I'll say she made hers because she was venting, she was hurt, and all of that, right? But a lot of these videos that people make, they're being told to make those videos. Her, she was venting, and she just blamed everything on the truth, on the Hebrew Israelites. She's trying to hurt him like he hurt her. And the best way she can do that is to tear down what he's part of. And when you completely immersed in this truth and it's your life and your everything, that's the only thing. Women do dirty shit like that. I'm gonna say this. There's a brother I know of, and it also happened to me. I'll tell two quick stories. There's a brother I know of that had a baby from this chick, right? In the beginning, the chick was learning the truth. The brother thought she was gonna be part of the truth. Then they broke up, right? Then the girl kept this brother's daughter from him, kept this brother's baby from him for years, right? He tried to contact this woman, you know, and she used to be used to be trying to go to their camp and do all that stuff. He was telling her stuff about the truth. She was down while they was together. When they broke up, she kept his daughter from him for years and years. Then a situation arose where the mother fell on hard times. She would never respond to the father or his family about this child, right? The child grows up. Oh, you know, I'll just throw a number. 7 years go by. And that ain't really what it was. But 7 years go by. Then this woman pops up having trouble. The courts notify this brother about his daughter. He goes to see, you know, what's going on with the court, this, that, and other, because he hadn't seen his daughter. Do you know that the mother that used to be learning the truth turned around and said that man is part of a cult, and he wanted to have his daughter involved in the cult because he wants to marry her off. You see how low vibrational and nasty these fucking women can be? There's another brother, and I'll say this myself. This happened to me personally. This next thing, I was dealing with a chick who wanted to learn the truth. Right? She said her dad was part of GLC. This was years ago. This is over 10 years ago now. Her dad was used to be part of GLCC. He used to study under GLCC. So she know all about the truth. We meet, we start kicking it, this, that, and the other. Something go wrong. Now we're not kicking it. Do you know that this chick went and called my job, called the front office of the job. She sent them links to videos, right? She told him that I was in Pittsburgh downtown trying to start a race war, a riot and a race war. You see, and the front office, you know, my supervisor basically at the time, he was cool. He just said he covered for me. He said, I told him that wasn't you. That was a mistake, this, that, and the other. So I didn't get fired over it, but I wound up leaving the job later on. And she did that and still tried to get back with me later on. And the shit is never going to work. When people show you that, don't reconcile with these people. They're not of the world. I mean, they're not of the truth. They're of the world. Salakia for that long-winded, you know, testimony. Now, I'm going to read this real quick here. But I want to give you some context, let you understand how wicked these people are. And, another situation, this even happened further back than that. I had a woman that was in the truth a long time, over 7 years. When we broke up, she went to the court and told Esau, made up a bunch of shit that wasn't true, so that way I couldn't come around her, you know, make a long story short. So y'all probably heard me tell that story before. But she used Esau in the end, and she had a hatred for the elders, for the apostles of GMS. She said that she was never going to listen to them again. Woo, these women something else. So we tell you from experience You know, my two situations and another situation that I know about that's not, you know, ain't got nothing to do with none of the brothers in the camp with me or nothing like that. But it's just a situation that I've heard of, you know. And there's other situations like that. People always turn against the man when the relationship go belly up. They'll say anything about the truth because that's the demon in them that hates the Lord. Okay? And it's trying to hold on to them to keep them from the truth. And that's fine. People can do that because this is a narrow way. Okay? This is Matthew 7:13. It says, enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. And suddenly, when I'm thinking about it now, Elder Yashwama just did a video the other day going into don't overshare on social media. So I hope I didn't say too much. I mean, you know, the situations are long over, but you can still, Lord, I'm trying to help you, a younger brother out there. I'm trying to help you understand how volatile a situation you're going to get yourself into. Look, if you in the truth and you doing fine, deal with it. If you get you a lady, deal with your lady, but you don't make it into a camp issue. Don't make it into a Hebrew Israelite world issue. That woman is fine doing what she's doing, and you do what you do. If the Lord want that woman, he gonna pull her out of the world, and he gonna take her for his own. You can't do it. Don't try to do it. Don't force it. Don't try to make her. Don't do none of it. Let it be. Okay, don't get on that shit. Oh, come on, brother. That's my wife. He really like wife. She gotta be saved, bro. Come on, brother. That's unrighteous, bro. Now fuck all that. You about to fuck your life up. Now the situations that happened, I escaped, and that other brother escaped, but you might not escape. There's situations out there where women get you in some shit, man. And I can tell you some more other gangster shit, but I ain't gonna bother. All right, it doesn't matter. It's water under the bridge. This walk is not for everybody. And just because you a brother, you a man of the Lord, don't mean that she is. That she's a woman of the Lord. Doesn't mean that. So don't think that. The Lord is dealing with his elect. He ain't dealing with the whole nation. She might be sweet to you. You know, she might be the best thing ever happened to you. She might bake good cookies and could cook good and all that. So what? Why can't it just be that she's just a good ass cook? Shit. Black women can cook. That don't mean that she a woman of the Lord just because her ass can cook. The Most High is going to destroy the majority of these fucking slags over here in Babylon the Great, man. Whether they call themselves Israelites or not. You got to start seeing that. There's women all over the earth that the Lord going to give us. The majority of these American bitches, they're going to die, man. That's just the bottom line. They're going to fucking die. And I don't care if you get mad about the way that I'm saying it. Now, back to this shit. And I'm going to read only one more verse. Or one more scripture, probably. And I'm going to shut it down. Let this ring out in your ears. You have to apply this to every situation. This apply to Nana, Pop, Big Mama, right? Your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, all these niggas. Matthew 13:10, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because seeing they see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. See that? And it goes on. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. According to this chick, there must be another truth somewhere else, because according to her, you don't have it. You are Satan's spawn, and that's that Hebrew Israelite Jew bullshit. This is what she said, right? Not knowing she gonna get fucking destroyed. Okay? Now, in that scripture I just read to you, in this verse 15, When you go and you read the precept, Mark 4:11, and he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of the Most High, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables, that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, why, lest at any time they should be converted, and their sins should be forgiven them. So when they can't get the truth, this is the Heavenly Father saying, I don't want them. I didn't choose them. I'm going to destroy them. You have to realize that. This is what this thing about election is. Being of the elect, you're being chosen by the Heavenly Father. And sometimes he don't choose in twos. I say, well, he doesn't choose in twos. He chooses in ones. Sometimes you could be a one and your wife could be the other one, and y'all together, sure. And we know, as far as the truth goes, that many women will be saved in childbearing, yes. But until that time, you can't be trying to force it. Now, I'm going to say it like this. Just because women going to be saved in childbearing doesn't mean that the woman that you with now that had a baby by you, the Lord going to save that woman. Because she might be wicked. She may be doing wickedness that you don't know about. The Lord does know about. He's not going to save this bitch while she's doing wickedness, man. Okay? So all you can do is pray for him. But watch out for this type right here. Boy, she is venomous. Now, I want to go back to Matthew 7 before we go, because the Lord gave us a very important warning here. And we have to apply this all the time. You can't just apply it just to people in the world. You got to apply it in your own house too. Remember this. Where is it? Just bear with me here. Okay. Rend you. I'm going to read this one and close out. I did a lot of rambling. Forgive me. Matthew 7:6. Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn again and rend you. And the translation says this. The NLT, don't waste what is holy on people who are unholy. Don't throw your pearls to pigs. They will trample the pearls, then turn and attack you. And I got to give you this other warning. If you present, and it's not the wickedest thing in the world if you do present the truth to your woman, right? It's just like the Lord said, he has came to set a man at variance, to raise up people against one another in their houses. That's what the Lord came to do. He came to cause family problems. She blamed it on the truth. It is a cult that's ruining family. Well, the Lord said he gonna separate families. Let's actually get that. The Spirit got me. I'm ready to end the video but the Spirit's like, nah, get this precept. So let's get it. Divided. Let's see here. The father against. And this might not be the exact quote. This is first Micah 7:5. Trust ye not in a friend. Put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Where's your bosom at? In your breast area, your chest, right? Some of you women like to lay up on you and put the head on your chest, right? And then get close to you and cuddle. And I love you so much and all that, right? But what did the Lord say? Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. And you don't got to tell her everything, man. For the son dishonoreth the father. The daughter rises up against her mother. The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. Well, that said men, brother. What did it say before that? You cornball. This is Luke 12:51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. You can't get around that. There's nothing you can do. Right? Let's get this in Matthew 10. Salakia. Let's actually get the NLT version. Matthew 10 and 34. Don't imagine that I came to bring peace to the earth. I came not to bring peace but a sword. I have come to set a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Your enemies will be right in your own household. And it don't always have to be father, mother. It could be wife and husband, right? Because the Lord already told you, keep the doors of your mouth from her that lieth in your bosom. Okay? If you see this chick now, which I didn't bother to put another video of her in it. If you see her now, she ain't got braids no more. Her hair's got like, she got like finger waves. Look like she got one of them surgeries on them BBL, but I don't think, it might be natural. She is far above beyond. She don't believe in the truth of the Bible, man. She is out of there. She gone. That brother, and more than likely what happened was, like I said, IUIC probably told him you got to cut her off after a certain amount of time. He got ready to dip, you know, and he probably had to go to Esau to get away from her ass, you know, and he shouldn't have done that though. You shouldn't have did that, man. You could have kept on rocking with Shorty, and she would have been fine. She would have never made this video, but it's all good. Everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. Just watch out there, brothers. These women, man, it's something else. And you sisters, that's true sisters. Your man could do the same shit. He could also do shit to hurt you, because Jake get petty, man, when it comes to women. Jake get real fucking petty when it comes to women. Our people are highly emotional, and they're very vindictive. You don't know what vindictive means? Look it up. We're going to see you again soon, Lord willing. All praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Shalom.